A new initiative among 5 nations to share aviation safety data is aiming to take flight by the end of the year. Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore and Thailand will work together to reduce operational risks, identify hazards and develop mitigating measures. Now, for more analysis, we're now joined by Chen Chuanren, Regional Editor of Air Transport World at the Aviation Week Network. Mr. Chen, welcome to the program. First off, how will such initiatives ensure safer skies in light of extreme weather and bomb hoaxes?
Well, thank you for having me. Firstly, I think I would like to say that this initiative comes in a very timely manner, especially since Asia Pacific, more specifically Southeast Asia, is seeing rapid growth in aviation activities, both in aircraft movement and passenger volume. So the skies are getting better, busier, and the industry has always placed, of course, safety as its #1 priority. You're right, extreme weather could, of course, include turbulence, wind shear. There has been a trending issue in air transport navigation. So such collaboration could potentially see countries sharing data on how flights are affected by these weather patterns. And perhaps in the longer term, and also the sharing the best practices from one another and how to tackle them. The 7 areas covered in this MOU do actually address quite a wide spectrum beyond extreme weather that can make flying safer in the region. But the issue of the bomb hoax they mentioned is more of an operational inject. And it's not quite covered in this agreement. However, air traffic agencies actually do have procedures in place, to alert and coordinate with one another of potentially problematic aircraft, which was, of course, reflected in the incidents a few days ago.
Okay, so we're looking at 5 Southeast Asian countries working together. What do you think are the expected tangible results of such a collaboration and the importance of early alerts to emerging trends and hazards?
Well, this is the first of its kind collaboration in the region, so it's quite hard to tell right now. But we could see some areas being addressed, such as dangerous goods, which in this case will include lithium battery cargo, as it is still a relatively new topic in the cargo industry. Sharing data on this area can address how these goods can be declared early and accurately for the safety of flight. Aviation is an evolving industry, and of course, risks do change and emerge, out of nowhere. Hence, this mechanism of data sharing can help the sharing of new areas that might not be seen by some of the regulators in the region.
Yeah, but as we understand, Mr. Chen, the data will not be shared in real time. So how will this affect the scope of information shared, the relevance of it, and how will it address concerns over data confidentiality?
I don't think there's a major issue, as mentioned earlier. There's already some mechanisms in place to manage and disseminate real-time operational information, like what you mentioned, bomb hoaxes, or sudden inclement weather like storms. The information shared here in this collaboration will instead go deeper into the numbers and project trends into the future for regulators to take early intervention. And it is also because it's not real time. That the data is packaged nicely, de-identified, and all governance rules are met so that the data, there's no data breach of confidentiality. Thank you.
And to ensure the smooth implementation, the 5 states will develop a procedural handbook, as we understand. Do you anticipate continuous development of proactive measures among the nations? And what are the enhancements for aviation safety do you foresee?
As again mentioned, the aviation is an evolving industry and a learning one. So I think the countries do have recognized that they have to be very nimble and collaborate to learn from one another. The 7 mentioned areas are already quite comprehensive and also timely to meet some of the relevant topics that we are seeing now. Following on after some period of sharing, I think this can be expanded into other areas such as ground-related safety issues, like those on the airport apron, etc.
Do you also foresee this collaboration including other nations in the region?
Yes, of course. Being first of its kind, I think other nations are watching closely how this will work. How information is being handled in real life. From a data and analytic perspective, it will be better if there are more countries to provide data points to create more accurate, safety trending. And also from a safety point of view, more countries of course provide you with a wider range of best practices for the industry to learn from and benefit a wider community.
And in what areas of cooperation do you foresee the expansion will take place or cover?
As mentioned, I think the topic on ground-related safety issues is a trending one. You have people working on the busy airport aprons, and there's increased aircraft movements in the airport. Of course, those that you mentioned, that's mentioned in this MOU, are mostly flying-related. Once the partnering countries are more comfortable and with the information sharing, we could see airports playing a bigger role in this MOU, and again sharing data on ground-related safety issues for both aircraft as well as for the labor working in the airport.
All right, Mr. Chen, thank you very much for speaking with us tonight. That was Chen Chuanren, Regional Editor of Air Transport World at the Aviation Week Network.